Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your November 2024 reading. Your ruler Jupiter is retrograde at the moment, right opposite to your sign. So all that wisdom, all your growth and expansion that has been occurring for you over the last 2 to 3 months, well, now it's time to integrate all of that. You're also going to be having Mercury station retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius later in the month. So you've got a lot to think about this month, and I think that you've got a choice to make. And I think that that choice to make is something to do with your mindset, your communication, how you express yourself, your freedom, your liberation, all of your growth, and how you are the person that's calling the shots. And all of this Sagittarian energy, we've got Venus and Mercury there right now, but the Sun will move into Sagittarius later this month on the 21st. And we've got this key word, especially for you Sagittarius placements, of freedom permeating the collective consciousness right now. And who gives us our freedom? It's inherent, right? And I think that's something you might be thinking about. Anyway, my little digression over. Let's see what's going on for you according to the tarot. Beautiful energy of the Magician right away. This is a mercurial energy. So before Mercury, who is in Sagittarius now, stations retrograde in the last week of November, you have a lot of things to do, action to take. You've got a great window now in the next 2.5 weeks to really make things happen for yourself. If there's been anything you've been waiting to do, now is the time, right now. Hello, Ace of Wands. Can we get that validation any more clearly? Well, no, this is just to suggest that now is the time to act. You're going to have a positive result from this. You're going to have affirmation. You're inspired and you're feeling creative. 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. So a couple of 9s coming through now. So when I see a couple of 9s, that would tell me that this project is close to completion, or you have moved far along with the goal, or perhaps mentally you have overthought this situation to the point now where it might be time to put things into action rather than just leaving things in a imagination or consideration sort of realm. It's time to start acting and doing. The Hermit card, we might see the Hermit card, or in reverse, where that would suggest that you've spent too long thinking about what it is that you're going to be doing. The Emperor, so strong. Oh, I love that. The 10 of Swords. Okay, so that 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords shows me that Page of Cups, Page of Swords, that something is coming to a close to sort of coming all together. But Sagittarius, the choice is yours. Please don't forget that. The 10 of Swords is actually coming through from the position of the highest self with a little bit of a chastising, okay? Don't shoot the messenger, but how I would read seeing the 9 of Swords in your conscious awareness and the 10 of Swords in the highest self position, to me that suggests, that you are allowing negativity and a continuous flow of focusing on the worst case scenario and problems really to rule your reality. And don't you notice this, that when you have something to complain about, or if you complain often, you're always going to find things to complain about, and everybody has things to complain about, but some people choose to focus on the positive and be grateful. And I know when you do that, because you're Jupiter ruled, you seem to maximize more gratitude, more blessings, and more positivity. So when I mentioned earlier that you have a choice around your mindset, I really was referring to the fact that Jupiter is opposite Venus right now. Jupiter is ruling you and Venus is in Sagittarius. So your ruler is opposite Venus in Sagittarius. I know that's sounds a little bit like word salad, but they are two benefic bountiful, expansive planets. The choice is yours to harness that energy, or you can continue to dwell on what's not going right for you. A lot of the times the Nine of Swords is about fears that don't amount to worry, or amount to reality. And I read a quote the other day that was saying something like, worrying is like paying a debt that you don't owe. So it sort of seems like you could spend more time than needed, right, worrying about something that's not going to happen. The highest self is saying, put the brakes on this now, Sagittarius. You really need to grab a hold of yourself and stop allowing this to run rampant in your mind. This person is on their phone, maybe it's doom scrolling, and please, let's not pretend that we don't have control over things like that. You're so embodied this month, and the mental juxtaposition of that would suggest to me that you're letting compulsions or addictions or negative thought cycles dictate your reality when your physical body feels safe, nurtured, healthy, spiritually in tune with yourself, your emotions. And that's so much more powerful at times than what the brain and what the mind can do. And I know both are equally pretty impactful. But before I take this card by card, I want to just let you know that if this reading ends up resonating with you, I will have an extended reading, and I'll link that down below, where I'll be pulling a further 10 more cards to get into this reading even deeper. You're also going to find a relationship reading there, and that's about it. Now let's just get into it card by card before I go on another wild digression. So the Magician card, you are making it happen for yourself this month. This tells me that you are a powerful player in the game, not to be underestimated. And this tells me that you have been building all of these skills, tools, useful resources featured here on the altar, and now you just have to put them into action. Now you're going to have to just start manipulating your reality with the resources you have, with the ideas, with the emotion, with the feeling, creating and crafting something really special and signature, and I think quite unique for yourself. The Magician card, if anything else, is just imploring you, Sagittarius, now is the time. Strike while the iron's hot. And take some action. The Ace of Wands tells me that an opportunity is here in the pipeline for you. Can you see it yet? Do you know what this is? The aces in tarot in general are about potential. And when I see the Ace of Wands right beside the Magician like that, I would be lying if I didn't say that. To me, this just looks like pure and utter potential, inspiration, channeled. It's just like you are this conduit for magic at this time, for making things happen for yourself, for others, for inspiring others too. This looks like an opportunity, an offer, or a goal is about to be realized and grabbed by you. That's the whole deal with the aces. They are extending a hand. It's up to us to take what's on offer, take what's on the table. This might come with a little bit of a sense of a gamble or a risk. Maybe it's more like it feels like taking a chance. And if it feels like taking a chance, I think you're on the right track. A careful balance in your subconscious Four of Swords and conscious mind with the Nine of Swords is playing out right now, where we see the Four of Swords, it's rest, recuperation, and stilling the mind. Nine of Swords is monkey mind, one like a monkey grabbing branch after branch and swinging through a jungle. It's the kind of like pathways of your mind. Let's imagine you're just like jumping from one scenario to another without even pausing for a moment to reflect. Just reaction after reaction instead of thoughtfully responding, or taking time to process the information and self-reflect and see where you stand after that. But the conscious mind is a little bit more, some will say maybe hypervigilant or fearful at this time, perceiving threat. The conscious mind, however, is in a state of stillness and self-awareness. Also awareness of their situation without being hypervigilant, without assuming everything is a threat, or without having the fear that the other shoe is going to drop or something is going to happen. So you're in this kind of balance now between how your conscious mind is perceiving your reality and a little bit more deep down and under the surface how your subconscious mind already knows maybe how things are going to turn out, you could even say, or what the reality really is, or what this actually looks like. And dare I say, it's a little bit more peaceful and safe than you might be jumping to conclusions on. Not everybody, but I think that for some that will apply. So that's not to say that you don't have worries at the moment and anxieties. The Four of Swords is just letting you know that you're safer than you think, and you have an opportunity to rest as well. Rest and put a rest to some of these worries. It's not like you're being advised here necessarily to stop what you're doing, lay down and go to bed and not get out of the bed until you really need to do something. It's more putting to rest a fear or an anxiety that maybe is quite default, maybe it's coming from a place of wounding, it's quite like a circulatory, and does it serve you to continue that? The Ten of Swords coming in, voicing the highest self here. No, it does not. You're about to reach a critical turning point on this worry, fear, anxiety, and you're about to finally put it to rest. So on the 19th of the month, Pluto does leave Capricorn. And that is bringing a close, maybe dramatically, or maybe just desperately needing to finish out a cycle that's been playing out since 2008. You probably heard a lot of astrologers talk about Pluto leaving Capricorn. It is quite a big deal. Before that, on the 15th of the month, we have our final full moon that we will ever see in our lifetime, making an aspect to Pluto in Capricorn. And it's a trine aspect. Around the 15th of the month, especially the 15th to the 19th of the month, you're feeling incredibly powerful, Sagittarius. This is when you're invited to take your seat at the table, to take your place, and to take what's rightfully yours. You deserve to be here. You have a right to take up space, and you are going to be figuring out a little bit more tangibly, perhaps what I've been hinting at now is that you're the one that is in control of your thoughts and your reality. Well, the Emperor card really just validates that and makes it very obvious to you that it's up to you and you can count on yourself. And this is also an energy of just stabilization, even though the full moon on the 15th can feel a little destabilizing because Uranus is there. The undertone of that destabilization is actually liberation and personal freedom. The Emperor speaks a lot to sovereignty, autonomy, and, being the captain of your own ship. The Nine of Wands, lately, this coming up in the past energy would tell me that you have been trying really hard. You have been exerting yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, but it's been coming with amazing results. So you're more than happy to continue to put focus here because it's paying off. So, this really looks like taking advantage of your energy levels when they're high and taking advantage of a sense of community, people that share the desired outcome as you. Even though there might be competitiveness there, you all kind of do underneath the surface want the same thing. Speaking of competitiveness, the Five of Wands at the end of this reading is suggesting that the field that you're in, well, the Magician card suggests that you are in maybe it's your niche, or maybe it's just your passion, it's what you're good at. This is a competitive field, but because you have not only the tools and the skills, you've got the glow, the warmth, you've got the gravitas and the charisma, you've also got the belief in yourself. So although that this is a competitive market, well, you're going to be able to beat out that competition. Before closing this reading, I'm going to just let you know that 2 pages in this reading, and we'll get to this in the extended, are suggesting that an important conversation occurs this month. So keep your ears peeled for surprise visitors, people telling you they're dropping into town. Keep an eye on your email because important information and confirmation is all coming through for you that way. And life-changing conversation occurs this month. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to get to the extended now, where we'll go for a lot longer in the next reading. Thank you for watching.